Hi everyone, welcome back to the tutorial. My name is Mohammad Amir and you are watching Motion Studio. In the previous couple of tutorials we have done some custom logo animations with the reference that I have collected from pinterest.com, and I always post the original animation links in the description. So if you are new to channel, consider subscribing, and also if you want to follow me on my Instagram, you can search Motion Studio 69, and I have posted some behind the scene and some other works. And also if you like to get the project file for this tutorial and as well as some other tutorials that I already have created, you can go to patreon.com/motionstudio69 and you can simply select this After Effects tutorials and project file subscription from here. So it's $10 per month subscription, but you can get free project file, general support, behind the scene contents, ad-free episode and digital downloads and so on. And in this episode we are going to recreate this animation. So before any further discussion, let's start the tutorial. Alright, now I am in After Effects and I already have traced the logo and all the letters that we are going to use. If you are a member of my Patreon, you can get this project file. So first, here is the animation. Let's analyze it frame by frame. Let me zoom it a little bit here. So you can see the lines are moving and then the text is revealed. So in the next few minutes we will re-establish this motion. First we will make some guidelines. Let's recreate the motion from this one. So I will duplicate this one and make this one to the guideline, so we will know what is the right scale of the object at the ending. And I will also change the color to pink. And first I will open the path and I will convert this path into a Bezier path. So now we have something like this. So I will move this path up, something like this, and also I will move it to down here, so the path will start right from here. I will check the preview again. Yes, we are creating this line. This will start from here. So what I have to do is make a path keyframe, and after 10 frames I will add another keyframe, and at the start path we will adjust these nodes. This is the same technique that we have used earlier in our logo animation series. And now I will double click on this and drag the path, something like it disappear. Here we go. If I will solo this layer, great. Now we will go 10 more frames forward in the time and readjust the path. Something like this. Great. We will ease the keyframes later. So in the original example, if you pay attention, you can see 1, then 2, and the third is that reveal all the final positions. So what I'm going to do is I will go to in this layer. I will select this rectangle path and I will rename this 1, and now I will duplicate this for 3 times. Now we have 3 different copies. So I will select the layer and press the letter U to reveal the keyframes, and I will move the frames something like this. We established the good motion, but for the last, this one, I will delete the last keyframe, and let me turn down the opacity so we can see what we are doing. At this path value, we need to adjust the final position. Something like this. Or if you are getting confused like I am, so you can turn off these 2 groups, so we have only one group to focus. Right here. Alright, now I will turn them all groups on. Perfect. So what I'm going to do, I will duplicate this layer one more time, and I will open the rotation properties and I will type 180 degree. And now I can drag this layer and move it to this position. So we basically have 2 copies of the smaller lines. You can toggle the keyframes to have a different kind of motion. For example, if I will move these frames a few frames backward, same for these 2 frames. So you can see the difference on this layer, that before disappearing, the new line comes up. Here you can see. I think I am happy with this. So I will quickly align these keyframes as well. Great. Now we have the main big shape. In between is this one. Alright. So this layer also have the same action. Then open the rectangle one, right click on the path and convert to Bezier. Then we will come to the beginning, add a keyframe, go 10 frame forward, add another keyframe. At the first frame, we will move these up, then select all, double click, and we will move the path up, something like that. And after another 10 frames, we will move these handles down, then select all, then double click and readjust the path. Perfect. Once again, I will rename this one and duplicate this 3 times and then reveal the keyframes and move the keyframes in time. So for this big shape, we don't have to make this keyframe. So we'll delete this one. And now we have this. I think we need to move them forward. Something like this. Great. Now let's check the RAM preview. At the easing, I can tell that these are start very slow and end faster. So we will establish the same kind of motion by selecting all the keyframe, hit F9 to easy ease, and then open the graph editor, select them all, and simply drag this handle something like this. Great. We will work on the speed in a moment. So that comes up in the graph editor. And I think for this last one, I will change something very end slow. Same for this one. Great. The thing we just have left is to arrange the timings. So for this, I will select these three layers that we have done animation. Select all the keyframe and hold down the option key. You can stretch the keyframes like this. I'm quite happy with the speed. So let's match this speed with our original animation. So it starts right from here and it ends right here. Once again, I will select all the keyframe and hold down the option key, and I'm stretching the keyframes around here. Another thing, we want to work on this. I will hold down the option and page down key 1, 2. So we have a little variation between the lines. Maybe another keyframe or two. Center everything to the screen. And I will turn on the text. I will move the text here. I will move this logo for a second and let's work on these letters. You already know we have break down this technique that you need to make a stroke line. Maybe this time I will choose red color so we can see. And draw a straight line. Something like 16, I guess. Another we want for this D. Great. I will rename this D2 mask and this one D1 mask. You can skip this part if you already know the technique. So what I'm going to do, add a trim path modifier, and then I will simply set a keyframe here, go 10 frame forward, set another keyframe, then come to the start and move this up. And we will reverse this so we can have that kind of motion. So I'll see what kind of motion we have in our original animation example. Yep, so we'll go right here. Same, I will copy this trim path and I will paste it here, and I will reveal the keyframe so you can see. But for this copy, I will, if you press the letter U twice quickly, so you can reveal all the properties. So what we want this offset, that this letter should start right from here, like this. Another thing that I like to do, I will round these gaps. So I'm simply clicking here, but you can go to the search and type gaps, so you can change these gaps from butt gap to round gaps, something like this. So maybe we need a little bit offset. Maybe from here. Now we'll duplicate the letter D, and here is the mask 1. I will put it above. Here is the mask 2. I will put it above. I'll select the first one and go to alpha matte. Then I will select the second one and go to the alpha matte. So we have this motion. For the 2, I will move the keyframes forward in time, so we cannot see until it starts. Great. I will also link these with this null object so it can move where it goes. Now we are happy with the letter D. Now we need to recreate the letter A, and letter A also have the same kind of motion that we just finished, and then letter S and H. So I will quickly work on these letters as well. Now we will add trim path modifier. Once again, open the trim path properties, set a keyframe for the end value, go 10 frame forward, set another keyframe, start here and change it to something like 0, and then simply reverse the path like this. And for this one, we will also add a trim path, and I will go to the same frame, go 10 frame forward and make it 100. Also, we like to offset this so it starts right from here. And again, I will select this one and change the cap. Now we need to adjust the timing of the second one. So this will start right here. Great. For this letter S, we will again use the same technique. By drawing a rough shape around the object. Great. I will simply change the caps to round cap and rename this as mask. I will add the trim path modifier to this one. Go 10 frame backward and I will move it to the 0. Great. Now we only have left the letter H for this This will again break down in two parts, one and the second. Let's see in the original example how this H comes. Alright, so it starts from here and then like this. For the letter H, let's draw a path. Add round cap, change this to H mask 1, unselect the layer, select pen tool and draw a mask. I will duplicate the letter H and follow the same steps. Great. Now we have done with the animation. So let's see what we got. I will turn off the reference for now. And as you can see, we have the perfect letters and the perfect logo. Now the only thing left is to match the motion and positioning. So for this, I will again turn on the original idea layer and move this to the center. Select the null object that we have created for this logo. I will change the scale so we will match the animation. Okay, so here is the position. Make sure to parent all the masks with the null object so you can easily move them anywhere. At this moment, this null need to change the position from here and also need to change the scale. At this point, this null move here and also need to change the scale. Maybe 70%. Great. At the same time, we need to work on this position as well. So this is the final position. I will set a keyframe, go few frame backward around here and then move it to match something like this. Great. Now we'll turn on the reference layer and we will toggle the frames. For this, I will make it a little bigger so we can see everything. I will select all the keyframe, move them here. First, we want the letter D. Then we want the letter A. Then we want the letter S and H. Something like this. Great. Now I will open all the keyframes for the text, select all of them, hit F9 to easy ease, then go to the graph editor and simply stretch them something like this. Maybe I can select all of them one more time just to make sure that we have selected all the keyframes. And move them something like this. Now let's check the RAM preview. Another thing that I have noticed is this little dot. So this dot actually comes from the letter A in this. So I will select the mask and yep, right here. It is 1. We need to say 0. Another thing I notice is a big difference between the letter D and the rest of others. So once again I will open all the keyframes. Move them backward. Oops, we have not selected these two frames. Great. Check the animation and we are done. In the next episode, we will recreate this animation. And if you really found this video helpful, please consider subscribe and write your thoughts in the comment section down below. Until then, stay creative and be happy. My name is Muhammad Amir. I will see you in the next video.